Okay, so my screen recording software isn't working, so I'm going to have to show you through this camera, which is my DSLR. It's going to use up a lot of space, so I'm going to try and do it pretty quickly, but also show you each step that it takes to make an image, my Space Cat image. This is actually going to be pretty much exactly like one I already have, but it's going to be on a different background. But I do already have one with my cat here. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First thing, we got to get the cat out of this background. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a selection tool. I'm just going to use the magic selection tool for now because it's a lot quicker and it'll get through this. If I'm needing to be more precise, I'll use like a magnetic lasso tool. So we're going to select the cat, all of it. Oh, I just got all of the image. Right now what you do is you hold Alt and you go around the outside of the cat and it'll automatically decide what it needs. Alright, like I said, I'm just doing this to be quick because in this case I only have so much space. Now I already have my space image here like I showed you, and I already have this. Now all I have to do to get this cat image onto that image is take my selection tool, and I take it, and now I can move it since it's marquee and selected, and I can move it and just drag it over here onto this. Now this is obviously too small, so I'm going to have to enlarge this. It's going to be somewhat similar to my other image, as I said. I want to try and get something that shows something I already have so you guys can see that I am making these. And I will apply the transformation. Now, depending on what I think customers would like or what they would want, I will do other things with this. I will do one of my best things to do with something like this is to make it so it's not as opaque, make it more transparent. All I have to do is select the opacity over here. And I'll go and I'll, blend it into the background. Computer's a little laggy. I kind of like it right there. So we'd leave it at that, which is 81%. You can kind of see the background to the cat. Also, I like to clean up the edges since it's a little bit bad. This is one other thing I could do. I don't want it to be too hard or else it'll just look bad. So we take the hardness all the way to 0%. That way it just looks more smooth, more realistic, I suppose, for the customer. And we just clean up the edges here so it makes it look like the cat's actually in the picture and not just taken out of another picture. We just clean up the edges and send, a little bit too much there. And since this is already not as opaque as it was, it's going to look even more realistic. Not even that it needs to look, it's a cat in space, it's not going to look realistic anyway, so. We just clean up the edges, make it so that it's smoother. So far we have that. Depending on what I want, I can just choose the background. If I don't like this color, I'll go and I'll change the color around. Pretty easy. Like I don't have this image on a, let's say, I don't have it on a yellow background. Let's say I want to put it on yellow. So I do that. I don't want the saturation quite that high, but I do want it a little darker. Well, maybe we do want the saturation a little up. So we'll say that. But now, let's say that this is too matching. I can also do the exact same thing after I merge these down. I can do the exact same thing with this image. I just go to blending options for this. Let's say that I want to change the color a little bit on this. Color overlay, not color overlay. What am I going for here? Same thing, color. Let me just change that, make it a little darker. No, I'm not doing the whole thing. I just select just the cat again. So, anyways, you have to select the whole cat, which is going to be difficult to do on this, but it can be done, but I'm not going to do it for the sake of keeping this video short. But what I was going to do is I'm going to select the whole cat, and then I'll also go up there and do the hue and saturation. I would make the cat, in this case, I'd make it a little bit lighter and probably a little bit more saturation so it doesn't blend with the background so much, but, to do that, I could just go ahead and do the same thing with this and make that a little less, and then it'll blend less. Now, I want to also show you what I do here is I'll finally, if this is my completed image, I'm going to save it. So I save this. Let's say I'm going to just save it as green face. I don't know why, but save it, maximum. So now we have an image. This image can be used for the printing, but not yet, because this image is going to be able to go on multiple different objects, multiple different prints that I'm doing. I can put it on duvet covers, I can put it on shower curtains, I can put it on throw pillows, I can put it on a lot of different things with the manufacturer I'm using. So in this case, let's say that a shower curtain order came in. Well, I'm going to open Photoshop back up, and I'm going to have this image saved somewhere, obviously with a number. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to go to my On1 software. I'm going to go to Perfect Resize. And now, since my shower curtain sizes have to be 7104 by 7392, and I always put the resolution up on it. It doesn't have to be done because it's going to stay the same, but I always do it. 7104 by 7392, I can adjust my sharpening here a little bit so that it's going to look right. And what the On1 Perfect Resize image software does is it makes it so that the images can stretch without degradation to the quality of the image. And now, as you can see, the image is blown up very large, but the software is special as it fills in pixels so that it looks just as clean as it did before. Now we can save this again, and we just call it green space just like before, but we'll say shower curtain. And now this image is ready to be uploaded to my manufacturer's API that they offer me, and I would be able to sell it to my customers, and that's how they would get it. So I hope that this kind of clears up how I make some of my images. I do have other images, obviously. I do monograms. I do all kinds of things like the sleeping cats. This is, if you kind of see what I did there, you can kind of probably see how this is more simple to make. You know, this is just patterns up here that I can make, and then this image is just a simple sketch that you can find on all kinds of easy sketch sites that are free to use for customers. And that's basically just how you do it. And I'll show you again on this really quick. Say for instance this image, a lot of customers will ask me, can I make this in different colors for them? And I like to offer that. I can take this color here, and let's say they want the navy anchors in a different color. I just did this for a customer actually before my shop was closed. Let's say they want this in a different color. All I have to do is take select, color range. I pick that color, it's as simple as this, and then I can go to the hue and saturation the same. All this is selected. The only thing that's going to change is the anchor color. And I will go to colorize. And from here we want to lift the saturation, and then I can just change the color. Let's say somebody wants it pink for some reason. I'm sure a lot of people like pink. We take this over here, take it over to the pink area, really increase that color and saturation, and then boom, you got pink anchors. It's really as simple as that. There are a lot of steps to it, but each image is going to have a different strategy as far as this goes, because I do a wide variety of types of images. I do the space cats, I do monograms, I do designs, abstract. I do all kinds of things, and I think that I think I do it pretty well. My customers generally are pretty happy. And yeah, that's basically how I make it. I hope that this video shows you how I do it, and that I can get my shop back on soon, and that this explains everything. Thank you.